Gonna be a good one today, my friends.
Good morning and welcome to #Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, everybody? How are you doing, man? Can you believe it's Friday? I can't believe it's Friday. It is Friday, March 29th. Friday, March 29th, 2019. And what's crazy is today is the very first and very last time it will ever be Friday, March 29th, 2019. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most. I mean, the absolute most of this incredible 62-degree in Kentucky day. Let's make the most of it. So I'm back home at Studio R&G, which I'm so thankful to be back here in the studio. I love it. I got my multiple camera angles. You guys can see me from the big view. You guys can see me from the close-up view. You guys can see me straight on. We can do all the different camera angles here at Studio R&G in the Rise and Grind headquarters, and I love it, man. I've been on the road the last few days. I've been in Wisconsin, of all places. Never imagined I'd be in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. But I got to tell you, it's a hidden gem. What a diamond. What a beautiful place. Just a classy place, wide open spaces, and amazing people. So I spent the last 3 days in Stevens Point with a dealer, Scafidi Motors, and we got to dig into some of their practices, figure out some of their different disciplines, all the different things that they're doing at the dealership, and we're going to be able to take them to the next level. And that, my friends, is the most rewarding part, right? That's the most rewarding part. Like, the travel's cool, the meeting new people's cool, but when I get to walk out, when I'm leaving that place and their leadership team is looking me in the eye and saying, Glenn, thank you. Thank you for coming to our store. You've changed our life. That's what it's all about, my friends. And that's what I got to do the last 3 days. And so it's been incredible. And now today, on this amazing day, we get to top it all off, this week with the amazing Coach Burt, man. I'm telling you, this dude is about to light you up. He has spoken all over the world. He's an incredible speaker, including 10X GrowthCon, right? Grant Cardone's big, massive conference, like the speaking conference of the year, right? Second only to Hustle and Grind, which is coming next week, by the way. But he's spoken on that stage. He's going to be speaking at Hustle and Grind also, which is incredible. But he's spoken all over the world, and he's a business strategist, man. He helps people like me grow my business, and he's going to be able to light you up this morning at 5:30 a.m. here on #Rise and Grind. Now, before we get Coach Burt on here to join us, he's waiting patiently in the green room. But before we bring him in, I do want to remind you guys, this week we've been talking about discipline, right? That once dirty little word that we used to not like when we were kids, that is now it's literally the keys to the castle. As adults, we've talked about the power of discipline, why discipline is so important to you, the compound interest effect of discipline, the freedom that comes along with discipline. We talked about how discipline trumps talent every single time. Discipline trumps talent every single time. You know, I was listening to Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was talking about how at 11 years old, he went to a summer camp. At 11 years old, he went to a summer camp, didn't score a point. Didn't score a point the whole season. So he went out there, he started practicing every day, little different aspects of his game. Different little aspects. Every single day, went out there, boom, put in the discipline, put in the work. At 12 years old, went to summer camp, he scored a couple points. Still wasn't great, but he scored a couple points. Kept working on the discipline, kept hitting the practice. At 13 years old, he was #1 in the state. He was the #1 basketball player in the state at 13. At 11, he couldn't score a bucket. He wasn't more talented, those guys. He just had more discipline. He just outworked everybody on the court. And that's what made him one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And that's why discipline is so important to me, and it's so important to you. You want to talk about discipline? I got in last night at 11:30. That's what time my flight landed. I got to the house. I get to the house around 12. I get to bed around 12:30. The baby wakes up screaming about 1:30. And the whole time I'm going, dude, Coach Burt is going to be on my show tomorrow. Coach Burt's going to be on the show tomorrow. Man, we can't be having all this craziness. We got to be alive. He's going to be on fire, right? So boom, 3:30. The alarm set for 3:50 this morning. Boom, I'm up at 3:40. I'm rocking and rolling. Gratitude, goals, let's go. Hit the studio. Make sure the sound's right. Make sure everything's right. I was here at the studio at 4:45. Coach Burt pops on 5:20. We're ready to rock and roll. Here we are at 5:30. Where's that come from? It's discipline, my friends. It's discipline. It's okay. So I lost a little sleep. Who cares? I'll make it up one day. I've got the discipline necessary in order to win. Think about this. You and I are about to have a coaching session with a master in building business. We're about to have a 30-minute coaching session with a master in building business. We're going to do it before 95% of the world is even awake. Isn't that incredible? That's the reward that we get for being disciplined and being right here on #RiseAndGrind this morning. So as you can tell, I'm jacked up. I'm super excited. We're going to bring him on here in just a second. But before I do, there's something we got to do on this show and every show, and that's we got to dance. Which music we want to go with today? Let's see. How's this one sound? Where we at? Yeah, that's too soft for Coach Burt. Too soft. Can't have that. Let's go with this one right here. Yeah, this is it. This is more Coach Burt style right here. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, we got the drums rolling. We rocking and rolling. This is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button. Because I believe if we could change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. It's also the part of the show where I'm going to say good morning to you. I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay. Say what's up. Holler at me. What's up, George Fleming? How you doing, John Allen and Janelle Griego? Sandra Benstock DeLolio and Dana Fishbein? How you doing, Tabby Negrit? What's up, Amy Bach and Eric Willeroy? How you doing, Jeff Baker, Pam Biddle, Amber Felt, and Sean Woodward? What's up, my man, Josh? Don Sankey's up in here. Susan Rose is up in here. I love it. The place is packed. We're packed. It's a full house. Travis Flaherty's up in here. And Ben St. Ors. Who else is in here? Let's see. Vicki Everett. Jesse Miller. Everybody. You guys always filling my feed. Liza Myers Borges. We're gonna end on Liza Myers Borges because she's awesome. All right, you guys, check out this video from my man, Coach Burt, and then we're gonna bring him on in here.
My name is Coach Michael Burt, and I have a very basic premise. I believe everybody needs a coach in life. Every single week I come to you, multiply your life and your money and your business. The way we look at success, the way we see the problem is the problem. I want to help you build an organization that is so attractive, that is so interesting, that is so vibrant, that is so on fire that people are dying to join. The two most important things to people is their time and their energy. Do they want to devote their time and energy to you? So if I come and I'm like, man, this is 45 minutes wasted time, I can never get back. I don't want to come back for round 2 of that. So we got to have energy that people are attracted to. Energy cannot be created. It can only be transferred. It's about seeing something through to its logical conclusion. It's about going from a little baby star to a big star and practicing and getting better and digging in and fighting through. I see work as the distribution channel for your God-given talents. To know the highest use of your time in 2017, here's what you gotta know. You gotta first know what is the dominant focus. What is a single tangible outcome you would like to drive, and a 12-month cycle is measured in 30-day windows. There's really two very important days of your life, in my opinion. The day you're born and the day you find your purpose. How many people believe behind every great number one is a great number two? I wrote that little book called Changing Lives Through Coaching because I believe what? A good coach can change your life. And I remember when it sold on Amazon, I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, somebody has spent their hard-earned money on my book. I'm just a high school basketball coach. Money's going from their account to my account. Once you know where your championship is, then you're focused on what's the highest use of your time. We call them high-value activities. Money changes hands when problems are solved. And for all the people out there, you gotta get interested in solving bigger problems. I'm gonna get you in a mindset where you clothe up and get yourself ready to go into battle every day. We got things to do. We got places to go. We got people to impact. We got actions to take.
Dude, I don't know about you, but that video right there, that gets me jacked up. What do you think, Coach Burt? That video gets you jacked up?
It does, man. Sometimes I just need to watch my own self to get myself going, right?
I totally understand, man. I totally understand, man. I got to thank you this morning. I know that you are on vacation. You are in Florida on vacation, and yet you still chose to wake up 5:30 a.m., be a part of hashtag Rise and Grind. I truly appreciate that, man. I am honored. I am honored. I am honored. Now, you're on vacation this week, but let me ask you a quick question. Normally, you are a highly disciplined, rocking and rolling type man. What's your schedule look like next week?
Yeah, you know what? When you think, and it's 4:30. It's 4:30 where I'm at. So there's some discipline for all the folks out there. You know, when you were talking about discipline, Glenn, discipline to me is the derivative of the word disciple, which means to give yourself to a person or cause you believe in. So I always ask people, do you believe in your own future? And I've never had a person around the country tell me no. And I always ask people, where does your future live? And they think for a minute, they're like, where does my future live? My future lives in my own imagination. Like, you can't see my future. I can't see your future. It resides in your own imagination. Now, the question becomes, will you become a disciple to your own future? That's where self-discipline comes from, is I am disciplined to my own future. So typically in a given week, I'm up early in the morning. I'm a big a boxer. So my primary exercise in the morning is boxing. So I go to a 9-round. Close by. I typically shoot a morning video for all of my people. We have about 700 people in our coaching program. Try to get them going in the morning. And then I like to get in the office early and be there when my team gets there. We typically meet with my team early in the morning and get them going in a morning meeting. And then I have 2 hours of prospecting, typically on nothing but new money every day. And then I move into servicing the 700 to 1,000 customers that we have in the afternoon. While the whole day I'm just coaching, man. The whole day I'm just coaching people to perform at a much higher frequency. Those are individual entrepreneurs all the way up to, multi-billion-dollar companies that I'm coaching. So I think discipline is a huge part of doing what other people are not willing to do, so you can have a reward that other people are not going to have. And I learned that as a former championship women's basketball coach.
Beautiful, 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 man. I love it. You said in your intro video there are 2 days that are really important. The day that you're born and the day you find your purpose. What is Coach Burt's purpose?
You know, I think I found my voice very early in life. And that was as early as 6 years old. A Little League baseball coach said, one of these days, son, you're going to be a great coach. So by 15 years old, I was coaching junior pro basketball. By 18, I was a head coach. So really, I found my purpose, which is really, if I could sum it up this way, Glenn, it's helping people all over the world become incredibly curious about their own potential and activating that potential, that latent and undeveloped potential. So I think I activated curiosity and instilled a contagious confidence into the people that I coach so that they can find their voice in life.
I love that, man. Activate the curiosity so they can find their own voice in life. That's incredible, and that has to be really rewarding for you, right? Like you're walking in your purpose, you're living out what you always knew you were supposed to be doing, and then and you're activating the full best version of people, man. That's got to be a really rewarding field for you. What are some of your main takeaways? You get done working with somebody, you get them winning. I know I've seen some of your stats, like you're helping people increase 43% year over year. How does that make you feel? Does that energize you? Is that how you were able to continue with these disciplines?
Yeah, I think every day we wake up with really four desires. One desire is to win, and that's typically associated with some type of status: win money, win fame, win the attention of another person, retrieve something, go out and get something and bring it back, escape something, or stop something. I'm primarily motivated by seeing something through to its logical conclusion, and to taking a person and watching that transformation take place between where they used to be and where they are today. And there's two components to that. There's a qualitative component to it, which I can't measure, but I can see. There's a quantitative component to it too. I help people significantly increase their lives. Now, it could be through the distribution channel of their work. Therefore, they're earning more income. Therefore, everything in their life gets better. They drive a nicer car. Their kids go to a better school. They're able to donate more money to the church. So there's all kinds of rewards that come along with that. But money is not the sole reward to me. I believe that we're rewarded through appreciation, reputation, affirmation, referrals. I think money is actually the sixth way that we're rewarded when we go out and distribute our talents to the world at a very high level.
That's beautiful, man. The sixth way. It's down there quite a bit. Number 6 puts it down there right away. All right, so here's what I want to do real quick. I want you. I'm gonna take advantage of this situation that I got you live at 4:45 in the morning. I got you live. We got all these. Everybody's watching. Everybody's in here. I'm a new entrepreneur. I've been doing the Rise and Grind thing it's been a little over a year that I've been doing Rise and Grind. I've been taking it super seriously for about 6 months. Right? I started in October, taking it super seriously. I left my job as the general manager at the second largest dealership in the country so that I could pursue this. And now I need a little coaching. I need some coaching, coach. So help me this morning. Maybe we'll be able to help somebody else in the process.
Well, I want you to think of it like this. An entrepreneur is a person that takes a lower level resource to a higher level of productivity. So basically, they turn liabilities into assets. There are 5 areas that I coach entrepreneurs on to increase their income. Number 1, how they explain their services. We call this the EOS, because you need to be able to explain what it is you do in a very compelling way. People do business with other people that believe the same things they do. So we teach a 6-step framework and how you explain what it is you believe, and as a result of your beliefs, what it is you do. How you do it different than everybody else, who you've done it for, then a call to action so you can explain and speed up the velocity of the sale, because you're more impactful every time you interact with a person, whether it be on the phone, in person, on video. We then move to how you generate leads. So I have a very comprehensive selling system or prospecting system, which teaches you a series of systematic actions that you need to take every single day to go out and generate as many leads as you need to have enough opportunity to close enough deals to earn the income you want to earn. Okay. Then we move to $1 Million follow-up, a 7-touch system, and how you follow up appropriately on all the people that are interested. I wrote a book on this called $1 Million Follow-Up, because people follow up so poorly.
Yeah, they do,
and
man.
They don't know how to follow up to bring the person to a decision.
It's awful, man. It's awful, especially across the auto industry. I'm like, come on, man.
I know.
Call them back.
We then move to how you extract referrals, how you optimize customer relationships so you're not getting one deal. My goal is to get 5.7 deals off every deal that you currently do through how you follow up after the sale. And then finally, I end up with, I want to teach you how to become a person of interest, which is a book I wrote on becoming a person of interest, where you are attracting people to you. You're not chasing business. Business is actually chasing you, because you've become so valuable to the market. You're no longer a nice to have. You're a must have.
Yeah, man.
Now,
You become the buyer, not the seller, right?
You're the buyer, not the seller. So that coaching cycle typically takes me a year to implement that, all of those 5 big missing structures in you. And then it's a matter of how much you want to master those things. So my biggest money earners, those are people that are earning between 500,000 and 4 million a year that I'm coaching. I have been their coach typically for 5 to 7 years.
Okay.
So what's happening is they're entering into a mastery phase of my content. They don't only have an awareness of that content, they have been actively practicing that content for 5 to 7 years, which is why some of those people are earning millions of dollars in personal income per year.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So that, and that's what I love most about you is you have a strategy, right? Like you took business aspects and you applied them to your sports teams, and that's how you won championships, because you had an actual strategy. Like you might be going head to head. The team you're playing against is equally as talented or even better. So you had to come up with a strategy, right, on how to win. And that's basically what you do with people with their businesses is give them the strategy, the long-term strategy on how they can win in a flooded marketplace where their competition might be stronger, might have more money, right? They might be up against the odds, and you teach them how to overcome that. So with that said, I want to ask you a quick question. I got a call one day, and it's like, hey, this is Coach Burt, and I want you to be on my show. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. This is honored. So how do you feel I'm doing so far with my business?
Yeah, I think you're doing great, man. I think what you're doing is, what I really like about what you're doing is you're leveraging your unique past experiences and you're packaging those experiences. See, I'm really paying for your past. I know this sounds odd to people. People tell you don't live in the past. I understand. All of the special that Glenn Lundy has comes from his past experiences, past mentors. Now, it's coming from current things too, but really your past helps me build bigger futures. Your past in those dealerships help other people build their bigger futures. My past as a former championship women's basketball coach helps other people build their bigger future, because the past is when I was a deep disciple of Covey. It's where I learned the whole person theory. It's learned how I learned how to engineer a person to win, build cultures, produce at a high level. See, that decade I spent building a national powerhouse was a laboratory for me to try different strategies and learn and fail and recalibrate, then add my current content to that to help people produce at a much higher level. So that's what you're doing, is you're leveraging that past to help other people build their future.
That is probably, I've had a lot of guests on the show, and that is probably one of the strongest things I've ever heard anybody say. Your past helps others build bigger futures. How true and powerful is that? And there are so many of us that hide our past, are ashamed of our past, try to run from and forget our past, when you are so right. That is where the power, that's what makes you unique. That's what makes us individuals. That's strong, man. Thank you for that. That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, if it wasn't for your past, even the failures, that's just the raw material, man. That's all the raw material you need. The conflict you had in life was the emotion you needed to produce at the highest level. All of it is necessary to help other people build their bigger futures. If you didn't do anything interesting in the past, if you didn't have anything in the past, then you really don't have a lot to offer the world. It's all of that makes you who you are, to offer such a big offering to the world to help them perform at a much higher level.
Super strong, man. Super strong. Let me ask you a question, Coach. So you've taken teams to championships. You've won championships. Mm-hmm. And it's one thing to be a winning coach. It's a different thing to be a championship coach, right? What do you think is the one main thing that separates a winner from a champion?
Well, I think the first thought that came into my mind is the unique relationship between the coach and the player. As you were talking earlier, the way I built a championship culture at a place that had never won a championship in 30 years is I used a concept called competitive intelligence. And competitive intelligence is when you're performing against someone who's bigger, faster, stronger. In the automotive world, they got more money, they got more brand recognition, they got bigger marketing. How do you beat people like that? Because head to head, you can't beat people like that.
Right.
You have to find a place where you can beat people. And I call that place where you can beat people a competitive intelligence. So what I was doing with my players, and listen, I spoke at an automotive conference just a week or two ago. I'm speaking at your conference next week. You'll hear me talk about the whole person and how to build a competitive intelligence in your people through understanding how to connect to the body, the mind, the heart, and the spirit. Each of those parts produce 4 different needs, 4 different dimensions, 4 different capacities, 4 different intelligences. And what good is it if you teach a person skill, sales tactics, but they don't feel like you care about them as a person?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. What good is it if you have skill but no confidence?
Right.
What good is it if you have knowledge with no skill?
Amen.
So when I mastered the whole person theory, I began to go, okay, this is it. When you tap in to the whole person of another person, they fight harder for you. They work harder for you. They go the distance for you. They buy into you. They believe in you. Now, for a decade, for me, that was kids. The more they bought into me, the more we won, Glenn.
Right.
Now, but if you're running a dealership, the more those people buy into you, the more they feel like they're connected to you at a higher level. And you are feeding all 4 of those parts. You're going to see higher retention. You're going to see better morale. You're going to see more sales. You're going to see everything get up. And I think that's a new concept in the automotive industry of bringing that whole person. Because when I spoke at that automotive conference last week and began to talk about the whole person, man, we went to a whole new level.
Yeah, man.
A whole new level, man.
Yep.
So I'm excited about being acclimated to this industry, because a lot of people told me that my stuff would not work in the automotive industry. They said, well, if you haven't sold cars, if you haven't done this, and I said, just let me try my stuff and see if it works.
Yeah, man.
And last week when I spoke at that conference, it worked, because I think people are longing to solve the retention issues of the automotive industry. They're longing for deeper relationship. They're longing for leaders they can follow, people to believe in. And a good coach understands that I'm only as good as those players that are playing for me.
That's a fact.
I'm only as good as them producing. So that's what I'm trying to bring. I call it Vuja Day. It's not deja vu. It's Vuja Day. I'm trying to bring a new perspective to an old way of thinking.
I love it, man. I love it. And you are 100% spot on. The way that we had the wins that we had at what is now the 2nd largest dealership in the country is exactly that right there. What you just said. I have in my book, I have this thing that we say we teach people life skills, not just job skills. Right? We'll teach them life skills, not just job skills. And we hire on character, not credentials. And we also promote on character, not credentials. And when you start to create an environment like that, where you really care, like you said, you really care about all 4 parts of the people, you can really grow your business. I love that you're going to be sharing that with the auto industry, with the rest of us, not just the auto industry. I love that you share that period with people in business, because I think it's so important and it's so overlooked. People are always so worried about their ROI. And they need to be worried about what I call the REI, which is how are your people rising, evolving, and impacting their friends, their family members, and your business. So more and more people we got preaching that. Amen, brother, to that. Listen, I find something fascinating. You wrote a couple books. One of them is called Person of Interest. So this person of interest philosophy, can you share that with everybody? And before you do, hold on. If this is as powerful and impactful for you as it is for me this morning, and you haven't already hit that share button, I need you to go ahead and go on and do that. Because as you can tell, Coach Burt is bringing massive value this morning. And the best way that we could possibly honor him for joining us on vacation at 4:55 in the morning is to share him out to the rest of the world. More people need more Coach Burt in their life. So please, if you haven't done so already, hit that share button. Back to you, Coach. Person of interest. Talk to me about that.
Well, when I started my business 11 years ago, you got to remember I was a high school women's basketball coach. I was transitioning just like you to becoming an entrepreneur. At that time, I had no explanation of service, no selling systems. I had no follow-up. I had no extraction of referral, and I had no person of interest strategy. Quickly, about 3 or 4 years into the business, I quickly realized, man, chasing anything is just a bad position to be in. We're taught to chase leads, chase business. And I wrote on a napkin, how do I become a person of interest? How do I flip the script to where I'm no longer chasing business, but actually business is chasing me? Mm-hmm. And anytime, and to be in a position where people are coming to you, you have to create something incredibly valuable. You have to go to work on skills you have. So I began creating these ingredients of people of interest. I began studying people that were buyers versus sellers, people that were in strong negotiating positions, people that had something unique, people that were living fascinating lives, people that were doing fascinating things, people that were going to fascinating places. And so I came up with a mental construct called person of interest. And I wrote a book on this. And over the last probably 10 years, I've been trying to become what I wrote about in that book. And much of it is having knowledge for the mind, but not any knowledge, specific knowledge, impeccable skill, incredible desire, a contagious confidence, high likability, which is energy that you promote to the market. You got a lot of this. You're very likable. Mm-hmm. You're very easy to get to know. Okay. Then you got to have deep connectivity, deep networks, and then people of interest, Glenn, have some free prize. That is some special something that I just feel like I can't get anywhere else. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like they have, and it could be their knowledge. It could be their skill. It could be their connectivity. It could be their energy. It's something about them. It's like, man, I just get a little extra with this person that I can't get with anybody else. So that has been one of my biggest concepts. And I actually believe we should all aspire to become people of interest, not for the money that we can make, because being famous is just becoming known. And you really can't help people until you become more known. It means renown. It means celebrated. We should aspire to become people of interest because of the impact we can have on the planet. That's it. Because of the number of people we can help. And then money and all of the other stuff, fame will be a byproduct of you just really being good at what it is you do. That's the concept of person of interest.
Man, I love it. I believe it applies not just to the individuals, but it applies to businesses as well. These businesses need to become, they need to become people of interest, right? No matter how big the company it is, no matter what the product is that you sell in today's day and age, that's the ticket to a long-lasting business and a long-lasting future. So awesome stuff. Dude, Coach, we're already over time. These interviews fly by so stinking fast, man. They fly by so stinking fast, but we do like to honor people's time, especially first thing in the morning, because I know we're a part of their disciplined morning routines. So we're gonna close this down, but before we do, I got to put you on a mountaintop, man. Just imagine for just a second, okay? Just imagine you're up on top of a mountain. All of civilization, everybody, men, women, children, everybody's looking up at you and they're cheering. They're like, Coach, 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 Coach. They're cheering for you. And they want something. They just want this piece of you that they can't get from anybody else. And you've got 2 minutes to lay some wisdom on them, something practical that they can apply in their lives today, this week, this month, this year, something that's going to change their world. It's just going to shake them up. What are you going to tell them?
You know, I think life is about two things, Glenn, that I would tell any person. And I wrote about this in a book called This Ain't No Practice Life. Life is about two things. One, finding your voice. And that is at the intersection of what you love doing, what you're good at doing, what your conscience is telling you to do, and a problem that you solve in the world. Much of our lives is motivated by a problem that we want to solve. And when you solve that problem with your unique talents, you use your talents, you distribute those talents through your work. And there's a clear difference to me between an occupation and a vocation. Occupation, that which occupies your time, in which you receive a paycheck for. Vocation comes from the Latin term voice, or calling in life. Once you find your voice, you are now distributing that voice through the distribution channel of your work. And what's going to happen is you're going to find your voice, and you're going to inspire other people to find their voice. And you can do that in the automotive industry. You can do it in the coaching industry. You can do it in the real estate industry, the mortgage industry. But once you find it, man, life is going to flow so much better for you. You're still going to be frustrated. You're still going to have these things that you want. But I'm telling you, it's really about these two things: spending time finding your voice, and then spending the rest of your life inspiring other people to find theirs. That's an old Covey saying, but that has deeply impacted me in my life. Work is the distribution channel for talent.
I'm like sitting back here wishing I wasn't interviewing you. I'm wishing that I was just able to sit back and soak up all of the wisdom. I can't wait to go back and watch this episode of hashtag Rise and Grind. Spend time finding your voice, and then spend the rest of your time using your voice to help other people find their voice. That is powerful wisdom from the mountaintop. My man, I truly appreciate you this morning. I can't wait to spend more time. I know you're flying in quick and flying out quick at Hustle and GrindCon next week, but it's going to be amazing to have you on the stage. I'm going to pin you in the corner. I'm going to give you a big hug. I appreciate the connection. I'm so thankful that you and I are connected. And if you hang on for just a second, I'm going to let these guys off the hook, and then I'm going to wrap up a couple things with you. Everybody, round of applause for my man, Coach Burt. If you loved him, make sure you shared him out. Drop it in the comments that it was absolute fire. And Coach, I'll be back to you in just a second if I can figure this out. Wow. Are you guys floored? Are you floored? I'm floored. I'm floored. That was amazing. Incredible stuff. Listen, guys, I need you to go out there today and kill it, okay? I want you to go out there and absolutely kill it. It's the last couple days of the month. This is your opportunity to finish up strong. You're heading into an incredible weekend. And then from here next week, if you haven't done so already, make sure that you get your tickets to Hustle and GrindCon, because when you go to Hustle and GrindCon, you're going to hear from Coach Burt. You're going to hear from speakers like Coach Burt. Actually, Coach Burt just hooked me up with Tim Story. So Tim Story is going to join us. He's going to be there at the conference. Danelle Delgado is going to be delivering fire. The #1 motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas, is going to be on stage. Shaka Dyson, Lisa Copeland, Brian Benstock, Jonathan Dawson. Are you kidding me? The list goes on and on of the amazing, powerful, influential people that have that one little thing, that Coach is talking about, that one thing that you can only get from them. You're not going to find it anywhere else. Sean Hayes on the stage, Dave Benson. It's just going to be amazing. So please find your way down. I don't care if you have to pack up, you got to drive across the country, or if you can find a late flight, whatever you got to do, carpool, ask grandma to give you a ride. It doesn't matter. Whatever you need to do, I need you in Orlando next week. You do not want to miss this conference. I mean, Scott Simons is fired up to speak. Liza Myers-Borges is going to be speaking. It's just going to be incredible. I don't want you sitting on the couch going, man, I sure regret the fact that I didn't do what I needed to do to get to Hustle and GrindCon, because I'm telling you, it will be the most powerful experience that you've ever had in your entire life. When you come join us there, it's going to be amazing. All right, I'm going to let you guys out of here. Go attack this day. Coach, I almost forgot. I got to bring Coach back on for one more thing. I almost forgot. Coach, you still there?
I am.
Listen, my man, I got to tell you something. You are an amazing human being, bro.
Thank you.
Amazing. Clearly uniquely made by the God of the universe, the God who made everything, made you to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can be, and you're doing it, bro. You're doing it. You're living it out. And these things that you're doing, I want you to understand. I know you already understand, but I just want to reiterate and pour it into you this morning. These things that you're doing, they're making an impact, man. They're making an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your coworkers, and you've made an impact on me. And I, for one, absolutely love you for it, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you for letting me be with you. It's awesome.
Hey, no problem. Thank you. The rest of you guys, go out there and kill it. Have an incredible, incredible day. I'm going to keep Coach here for just a few more seconds, but you guys get after it. If you need more videos like this, go to GlennLundy.com. If you need some Rise and Grind gear just like this, go to GlennLundy.com. But most importantly, come back here again this coming Monday morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do it all over again on hashtag Rise and Grind. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. Hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind.